Hello and welcome to our channel, Cheating Exposed. Today, we're revealing another story. I cheated on my wife with her sister. I know the title sounds bad, but I need to get this off my chest. Me, a 35 male, and my wife, 34 female, were childhood sweethearts. We did everything together, and she was the love of my life. I proposed to her when I was 20. I thought it was the right time, and so did she. When I was 26 and she was 25, we had our daughter. We were so happy. She was the one thing our life was missing. We were such a happy family. Then, a few months after the birth of our first child, she got pregnant again. Again, we were so happy. Now we had our little family of 4. Before anyone asks why we had kids so young, after high school, I got my degree in accounting and started working for my dad. My dad's company is big, and I was able to make a lot of money. Yes, when we got married, we agreed to sign a premarital agreement. We went on dates very often, and our bedroom life was amazing. I showered her and our kids with gifts and flowers 3 times a week. We had a big house, and I was able to give her the dream life we always talked about when we were teens. I thought we were happy, yet she still cheated on me. I found out she had a hookup app. When I confronted her about it, she didn't deny it. She said I was always absent and that she didn't have a way to feel fulfilled. I wanted to leave, but I didn't, for my kids, even though my pain was too much to even look at her. We went to counseling, and we did okay for a while. But one day, maybe 2 months later, she told me she was hooking up with guys every night. She even had a few guys over at the house and in our bed, in the house I paid for. My kids were now, at this point, 8 and 7. We knew divorce would be hard on them since they loved us both so much. I didn't want them to have a tainted image of their mother. Through my grief and pain, I stayed, but I moved her into the guest bedroom. You're probably wondering where her sister, 30 female, comes in. Well, throughout all this, she was my rock. My family wouldn't have understood my pain. My wife's family always favored her because her sister was the mistake baby. I still loved my wife, but I didn't know she made her sister's life hell. My wife was barely home after moving into the guest bedroom. Now our kids barely saw their mom. Whenever they spoke to her, she was either rude, cold, or ignored them. When she came home, she would grab something to eat, drink, and then go to her room and stay there. So, my wife's sister was there for our kids. She would be at the house a lot, picking them up and spending time with them. She was also home even when my wife was around, but my wife didn't seem to care. After 2 years of this, my kids started calling her mom. She didn't want them to if they didn't feel comfortable, but they wanted to, which made me happy. By then, they had barely spoken to their real mom and were used to seeing their aunt as a mother figure. Honestly, so was I. My wife's sister and I spent a lot of time together, and I loved it, and so did she. Now, this leads me to the current situation. I had booked a trip to Fiji for me, my wife, and our kids. My wife's sister had wanted us to try and fix things, and I did try for the first year after finding out about her cheating, but I eventually stopped since she clearly wasn't trying. I went to my wife to tell her about the trip. She just yelled at me, told me to get lost, and refused to come. I kid you not, she even referred to her own kids as those little *TS. This made me think she might have known about our kids calling their aunt mom. If she did know, she didn't throw a fit like I expected. Instead, she said the kids weren't hers anymore and that having them was a mistake. Her words threw me off completely, but I didn't push the issue. I told my wife's sister what had happened and asked her to join us on the trip instead. She said yes, and we arrived in Fiji last week. It's been amazing. My wife's sister, my kids, and I have had a blast. They love her, and seeing them happy makes me feel better knowing they have a mother figure despite all the drama over the past 3 years. This brings me to last night. My kids met another family with kids, so they spent the night with them, leaving me and my wife's sister alone. We spent the evening talking about the kids and life in general. The mood and atmosphere felt different, like we both knew something was happening between us. I kissed her. She stopped me, asking if I was sure I wanted to do this and saying it didn't feel right. I told her I did. We could both feel the connection between us. We didn't share a room, my kids shared a bed, and I had one next to them, while my wife's sister had the master bedroom. But that night, we ended up sleeping together. Yes, I know it's bad. Nothing had ever happened between us like this before, but the setting really pushed us into this moment. Right now, I'm lying in bed next to her, typing this out while she's still sleeping. I'm about to text my lawyer. I just needed to get this off my chest. I don't know if anyone will read this, but it would be comforting to know at least one person does. First update. I deleted my original account because I realized how wrong I am for not divorcing my wife. I don't know who's going to see this, but it's worth a shot, I guess. So, I'll clear up a lot of confusion. Yes, I let my kids stay with a family they just met because, like I said, there were other kids there, not just mine and the family. Yes, my wife stayed with us because she didn't really have anywhere else to go when she cheated. And what I meant by my kids being born a month apart is that my other kid was conceived a few months after my daughter. Sorry for the confusion, I was really nervous while writing it. Because of my infidelity and hers as well, I am entitled to give her a sum of my money, which I don't give two flying figs about because I'm very well off, unlike her, since she doesn't really work. I got home this morning, and right now it's the afternoon. We went straight back to my house. When we walked in, my wife was waiting on the couch, and she was very upset. She asked why I brought her sister to the trip because I could have just cancelled her ticket. Well, no, I couldn't have. They cost a fortune, and even though I'm well off, I teach my kids the value of money. I thought she knew that too, but I thought wrong, obviously. I told her this and asked if she could calm down so we could talk. She wouldn't calm down unless her sister left, so I told them to wait in the car. I sat down with her and asked if she had guys over when we were gone. Of course, she did. At that moment, what a few of you said about my kids maybe not being mine popped into my head. So I asked her. She said that she had been with one guy a little before my daughter was born. My stomach dropped. She said she didn't think it was his because of how much my daughter looked like me, but she also said the guy she was with kind of looked like me. So I'm planning to get DNA tests done for both my kids. I told her after that I want a divorce. To my surprise, she got upset, not the kind of upset where you get up and start crying, but the kind where she lowered her head in disappointment. I saw in her eyes that she realized what she had done, how badly she messed up her relationship with me and her kids, not to mention her sister as well. She said she was so sorry for how she treated me and hoped we could work through it. I thought about it because I saw the girl I fell in love with again, the girl whose laugh brought me happiness, the girl who knew how to make me smile. But then I remembered what she put me and the kids through. So I stood up, told her there's no way in hell she's getting another chance, and that if she really wanted to see the kids, she could, but on their terms. I told her my lawyer would be in touch, and I would be open to renting her a temporary room until the divorce is finalized. She said she would like that. I let her grab a few of her things and watched her to make sure she didn't take anything of mine. I called her an Uber for wherever she wanted to go in the meantime. I also told her I'd let her know where she'd be staying. She left rather peacefully but kept her head down on the way to the car. My kids came out and asked me what happened. I told them Mommy's not staying with us anymore, but if they want, she can come and visit them whenever they want to see her. I told them to go upstairs and unpack. This gave me time alone with their aunt. We sat down and talked about everything, what happened on the trip and what will happen now. We agreed to try and start dating, but after my divorce is finalized, which is best for the kids to cool down. They will see their aunt whenever they want, but she is not going to live with us. Also, she isn't married. I wouldn't be doing this with a married woman. So yeah, this leads me to now. We just finished a paternity test at the clinic. I'm so nervous to find out the results. I'll update when I get them. Second update. For the people saying this is fake, sadly, it's not, even though I wish it was. This is truly a messed up situation. I would appreciate it if you could all refrain from commenting that my situation is fake. For all the people saying I'm in the wrong for cheating on my wife first and acting surprised when she cheated, that's not the case. I got the paternity results back, and both kids are mine. I am over the moon that these kids I love so much are 100% my blood. My kids and I have all started counseling, with 2 sessions a week. Their first session was after school, and it already seems to be helping. Now on to 2 topics I think everyone wants to know about, my ex-wife and XSIL. I'll start with my ex. I got her a studio room last night. I don't know what she does during the day, but I don't care. We've only had a short conversation. I'll post it if Reddit allows me to, since I'm permitted to share it. The gist was about our kids and the divorce. She has signed the papers my lawyer sent her. However, she told me she will fight me if I try to keep her kids away from her. She has been harassing me, my mum, dad, siblings, and their children after I ended our conversation. I have proof, like a few of you suggested I should collect. With how everything's going right now, it looks like I'll be getting full custody of the kids. To the person who messaged me about my ex maybe having a mental health issue, there's none I'm aware of, but she may need to get tested based on how she's been acting. My kids don't want to see her right now, and I don't blame them. I'll try to get a protective order in place before the court date, which will be decided in the next week or so. However, the actual date will most likely be in a few months. I've already taken all the money out of our joint account, but have sent her some to live off and enough to hire a lawyer. Now on to my ex-sister-in-law. We talked once before I wrote this update. My kids really want to see her, so we planned a day for them to hang out with her on Friday after school. I've read all the comments about not getting into a relationship with her. I did say I wanted time to figure out what I want to do, but we spent the night together. I don't want her to feel used, so I told her my feelings. She was extremely supportive and understood. She shared how she feels, and I'm happy she doesn't feel used. We've decided we won't be hanging out together, but I will see her if I pick up my kids and she's there. That's fine. She's a great influence on them and is helping them cope with their mom and me divorcing. Right now, I'm sitting outside on the deck. We ordered their favorite takeout, and I'm watching them goof around. It's great to see them so happy. I don't know when my next update will be, but I'll post as soon as I can. Well, folks, that's all. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.